Hello everyone. Today we discuss about the second part of the living chapter in biology. So if you look around, you will see a large variety of living organisms, be it potted plants, insect, birds, our pets or other animals and plants. There are also several organisms that you cannot see with your naked eye, but they are all around you. If you were to increase the area that you make observation in the range and variety of organism, that you would increase. Obviously, if you were to visit a dense forest, you would probably see a much greater number and a kind of living organisms in it. Mm, each different kinds of plant, animals, or organism that you see represent a species. The number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to this refers to biodiversity or the number and the types of organisms present on Earth. We should remember here that as we explore new areas and even old ones, new organisms are continuously being identified. As stated earlier, there are millions of plants and animals in the world. We know the plants and animals in our own area by their local names. Okay, and these local names would vary from place to place, even within a country. Probably you would recognize the confusion that would be created if you did not find ways and means to talk to each other. To the first two organisms we are talking about. Hence, there is a need to standardize the naming of living organisms such that a particular organism is known by the same name all over the world. This process is called a nomenclature. Obviously, nomenclature or naming is only possible when the organism is described correctly and we know to what organism the name is attached to. This is identification. Okay, in order to facilitate the study and the number of scientists have established producers to assign a scientific name to each known organism, and this is acceptable to biologists all over the world for plants. Scientific names and are based on agreed principles and criteria which are provided in International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. It is also called ICBN. You may ask, how are animals named? Animals taxonomists have evolved International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. It is called ICZN. The scientific names ensure that each organism has only one name, and description of any organism should enable the people in any part of the world to arrive at the same name. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other known organism. Biologists follow a universally accepted principle to provide scientific names to no organism. Each time has two components, the generic name and the specific epithet. This system of providing a name with two components is called binomial nomenclature. This naming system given by Corollas Linnaeus is being practiced by biologists all over the world. This naming system using a two word format was formed convenient. And let us take the example of mango to understand the way of providing scientific names better. And the scientific name of mango is written as Mangifera indica, and let us see how it is a binomial name. In this name, Magnifera represent the genus, while Indica is a particular species or a specific epithet. Other universal rules of nomenclature are as follows. The first rules is biological names are generally in Latin and written in italics, and they are Latinized or derived from Latin irrespective of their origin. And the second rules is the first word in a biological name represent the genus, while the second component denote a specific epithet. And the third rules is both the words in a biological name when handwritten are separately underlined or printed in italics to indicate their Latin origin. And the fourth rules is the first word denoting the genus start with a capital letter, while the specific epithet start with a small letter. It can be illustrated with the example of Magnifera indica. And the Magnifera indica, ये four rules complete हो गया. And then name of the authors appears after the specific epithet, that is at the end of the biological name and is written in an abbreviated form. Example, Magnifera indica Lin. It indicates that this species was first described by Linnaeus, means Corollas Linnaeus. Since it is nearly impossible to study all the living organisms, it is necessary to devise some means to make this possible. This process is classification. Classification is the process by which anything is grouped into convenient categories based on some easily observable character. For example, we easily recognize groups such as plants or animals or dogs, cats, or insects. The moment we use any of these terms, we associate certain characters with the organism in that group. What image do you see when you think of a dog? Obviously, each one of us will see dogs and not cats. Now, if we are to think of Alsatians, we know what we are talking about. Similarly, suppose we were to say mammals, you would, of course, think of animals with external ears and body hairs. Likewise, in plants, if we try to talk of wheat, the picture in each of our mind will be of wheat plant, not of rice or any other plant. Hence, all these dogs, cats, mammals, wheat, rice, plants, animals, etc. are convenient categories we use to study organisms. The scientific term for this categories is taxa. Here, you must recognize that taxa can indicate categories at very different levels. Plants also form a taxa. Wheat is also a taxa. Similarly, animals, mammals, dogs are all taxa. But you know that a dog is a mammals and mammals are animals. Therefore, animals, mammals, and dogs represent taxa at different levels. Hence, based on characteristics, all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. And this process of classification is taxonomy. External and internal structure, along with the structure of cell development process and ecological information of organism, are essential and form the basis of modern taxonomic studies. Hence, categorization, identification, classification, and nomenclature are the processes that are basic to taxonomy. Taxonomy is not something new. Human beings have always been interested in know more and more about the various kinds of organisms, particularly with reference to their non-use. In early days, human beings used to find source for their basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter. Hence, the earliest classification were based on the uses of various organisms. Human beings were since long not well interested in knowing more about different kind of organism and their diversities, but also the relationship among them. The branch of study was referred to as the systematics. The word systematics is derived from the Latin word systema, which means systematic arrangement of organisms. Corollas Linnaeus used Systema Naturae as the title of his publication. The scope of systematics was later enlarged to include identification, nomenclature, and classification. Systematics takes into account evolutionary relationship between organism. थैंक यू। और इससे अगले पार्ट का आपको अगले एपिसोड में मिल जाएगा वीडियो। ओके बाय।